Hey folks, how's it all going? And this is video number 3 of building this tool chest. You can see I got the drawers out. We've got the cabinet laying on its side, and we're starting to trim it out today. I'm just using some 1/2 inch trim pine that I picked up at my local hardware store. Lots of glues and then pin nailer. Folks, if you've got access to air and you're looking for a cheap little gun to get, these pin nailers, folks, less than 30 bucks. I picked this one up on Amazon for like 26 bucks, but I've seen them in the hardware stores too for about the same. And they just use that's what they call a pin nailer, because what they use is just this little teeny tiny, see it there, pins. And the one I got here goes up to 1 inch, and you can see there ain't a whole lot to them. And once you shoot them in, the holes kind of, well, you can kind of see them, but they're very, very small. So we'll continue on, give you a couple more look-sees as we trim this thing out. All right, folks, super simple, all trimmed out, those 3 sides. The face didn't do a whole lot with them, because remember those drawers overlap on that plywood, so you don't see much. You just put a little piece down below to take up that gap, and everything up on top overlaps. And that little piece of exposed plywood that you're gonna see right here, doesn't matter. We're gonna have an overhang on the top, and like I said, it's just a tool chest, so it's not going in the kitchen, although it's sturdy enough, and it's it'd be fine in the kitchen. But now I'm really struggling with the top, what to do with that. So gotta go to a hardware store and see what we can find. All right, starting on the top, I couldn't make up my mind what to do, and I didn't want to spend, I got a bunch of scrap laying around. I had a 2 foot by 4 foot piece of this 3/4 inch melamine, which is perfect for a top, but it wasn't big enough. So what we did is just cut it in half, and I'm gonna add a piece of that 5/4 pine in the middle there, and I'll use my Craig jig to drill some pockets from the melamine into this wood. It'll hold real nice. To cut a shoulder on both sides to have it fit down so it's nice and flush, and we'll give you a look-see as we proceed with that. All right, folks, got the Craig jig all set up for 3/4 inch. Folks, if you don't have one of these pocket hole Craig jigs, I'll tell you what, it sure makes life a lot easier. And once we get these drilled, I'm going about every 6 inches or so, and we'll give you a look-see before we start putting them together. All right, with the pocket holes all drilled, actually we're going to clamp this down to the workbench. We're going to put a bunch of glue on there. Then we're going to use, there's 2 different types of screws when it comes to threading. They have the coarse and they have the fine. Fine is for hardwood, and coarse is going to be for this. So softer wood, plywood, particle board, you can see the fits in just like that. So give you a look-see. All right, putting the screws in, folks, you don't want to over tighten, and you don't want to have them too loose. So you just want to and obviously you don't want to strip them. So give you a look-see once I turn it over. All right, so there it is all together. That's we're going to attach it yet, and we're going to trim it out. I didn't get it perfect. You can see we got a little lip, but it's, you know, I'm going to live with it. I'm not going to redo it. It's just when you use the Craig jig, folks, this 5/4 piece is a little bit on the warped side, and that just you got to clamp, and you got to clamp really hard. And I was able to get it flush on one side right here, and then on this side, and well, this side's better than this side, but I think it's going to be just fine. All right, so I got the top put on there. Remember those corner blocks I put in there? I put 8 screws in there, coarse thread, not this long though, the 1 5/8 into the top. They ain't going nowhere. And then I'm just going to trim out the particle board with some of that 1/2 inch pine that I ripped down to 3/4. I want it to be exactly the same as this. That way, if I ever want to use some clamps on this edge, that won't get in the way. So we'll get that on. All right, so we got the top all trimmed up. I'm going to call it a day. Next up is we're going to put the wheels on, and then drawers in, give you a look-see before we start the finishing process. If you look in the background there, you can see I've got 2 quarts of shellac. One's clear and one is the tinted, and we're going to go with the clear on the inside and see how that looks, and then that'll decide what I do actually on the outside. So keep on watching. We'll show you the wheels, the drawers, and some finish. All right, folks, getting the wheels on. I'm going to put the ones that have the locking casters in the front. These are, if you're curious, these are rated for 125 pounds a piece. So that'll be 500 pounds just for this. So that's going to be just plenty. And what I'm attaching them with is I've got some inch and 5/8, these grip tight coated screws, and I'm putting a washer on them too, just to spread it out a little bit, but that'll hold nice. I'll get these all on and then give you a look-see once it's vertical. All right, well, there it is all put together, folks. It's a 3-weekend project right there, and I've got more to do yet here. We're gonna, like I said, we're gonna start doing some of the finishing. We're gonna use that shellac, and then probably one coat on top of the shellac of oil-based polyurethane, kind of a satin color. I can see a whole lot of other things going on with this thing. Those tracks that I put on top of the workbench, see them there? I can see a set of those going across there, and then you can use this then to put, say, like drill press or the sander on. I made it so it's just, originally it was going to be the same height as the workbench, but when I changed the thickness of my material for the top, then it ended up being 3/4 of an inch lower, which is fine. It'll be just fine. You can see adding on a bunch of stuff over the time, paper towel holders, some tool holders on the side. I've got all this room that I can screw into and put stuff onto this thing. So this was a lot of fun. I'll give you one more picture when it's totally complete. I hope you enjoyed this, folks. So I'll give you one more picture. Tom Horseman at YouTube, folks. Thumbs up, leave a comment. If you built one of these at home, let me know your thoughts. This ended up being a lot more than I thought it was going to be. I really struggled with the drawers, but now that they're in and they work, tell you what, pretty nice. Can't wait. I've got some liners for them, and I can't wait to get all my tools in there. Thanks for watching, folks. Really do appreciate it.